Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to be doing an installation on a 1965 Ford Mustang T5 conversion. Today we're going to tackle the first portion, which is modifying the existing bell housing to accept a T5 transmission. We're using some cool parts from California Pony Cars that makes this a bolt-on installation. Really simple. I think you'll like it. Check it out. The nice thing about the California Pony Cars kit is that it installs using simple hand tools and a power drill. Now if you happen to own a drill press, it goes even smoother. The ring on the inside indexes into the bell housing, making sure that everything lines up exactly. You don't have to worry about drilling the holes wrong and not having your input shaft line up with your engine, because all you're doing is drilling clearance holes. You'll notice two red marks on the bell housing on the right hand side. That's the area we'll be drilling in. I'm adding a little more machinist paint to it so you can see how we're clearly going to mark the area. We use this and a transfer punch to give us a clear mark so we can drill our holes exactly where they need to be. You can use other forms of marking it, but this is the way we recommend, using a 3/8 transfer punch. This kit used to be much harder to install. You actually used to have to tap threads in one of the holes. Now all you have to do is drill a clearance hole. California Pony Cars actually re-engineered the kit last year to make it even easier to install. Now there's two countersunk holes on the left hand side. These are where the flathead hex screws are going to install. Right now we're just putting them in place so that we can get everything lined up to mark our two holes that we need to drill on the right hand side. They don't need to be super tight, just taut enough to keep it in place. Some people will install one. We like to install both. That way we don't have to worry about anything slipping or moving. Everything is secure. Now that we're sure everything's secure, we're going to take our transfer punch and drop it into the inner hole on the left-hand side upper. Now remember, you're doing the two inner holes on the left-hand side. Punch that one. Now the lower hole, again on the inner side, the one closest to the large hole in the middle of the adapter plate. Now we made our two transfer marks. We have to remove the screws again. And once we have those out of the way, we can get ready to drill. Okay, now we're going to actually drill out the two holes that we marked. It's really simple. It's just, now these are cast aluminum, so they go pretty quick. Now it's time to actually install the adapter plate. Everything lines back up exactly the way we did it before. We're going to install our hex screws first to hold the adapter plate in place on the left hand side. These can stay now, so if you want to use thread locker, please do it now. After you've done this step, you're not going to be taking the adapter plate back off again. Now this adapter plate is actually being installed on a 66 Mustang bell housing. This is for the early 65 to 67 Mustang bell housing with 6 bolts. There's another adapter plate that California Pony Cars makes if you happen to have a 5-bolt bell housing. And there's also adapter plates for 6-cylinder cars. Flip the bell housing over, and you'll notice the two holes that we drilled on the left-hand side they're showing. You're going to take the supplied nuts and washer, or bolts and washers, and you're just going to install those, crank them, and again, this is the only time you're going to install them, so be sure to use your thread locker. After this, it's pretty simple. All you're going to do is flip the bell housing back over, install your transmission on top of it, and you now have a modified early model bell housing that'll use all your original clutch linkage with a T5 transmission.